Hey folks, and welcome back to our trip, the finale of our trip actually. We'll make it back to Pattaya today, and we'll take a look at some of the things we did once we got back home. But when we last left off, we were out here at the Buriram Monster Fishing Park. If you want to get caught up, I'll put a link to that in the upper right hand corner. But to be honest, after a long day out here in the sun, we were ready to head back into town in downtown Buriram and try to grab something to eat.
So, we barely made it back into town. They've got so many streets closed, roads closed for this marathon. I think they're going to run by where we are here in a couple hours. We'll just walk to the end of the street. But this is, I don't know what it's officially called. I call it the Railway Night Market. Came here last time I was in Buriram. A bunch of little restaurants right along the rail line. There's a kind of just a vacant lot over here. But at night they're all serving food and drink, and it's a good time. And really we couldn't go anywhere else. We can't really get to the Chang Arena or the roads around there because they're all closed. So it's a big deal. They'll be running on the roads that are closed. So in a couple hours we'll have some have some eats. We'll try to go down to the end of this railway road, and I believe they'll be running by there. And we'll see if we get a little glimpse at it. But they're going to be all over the shop. I think they've tried to keep them out of downtown pretty much, but we came from the fishing park, which was out of town, and trying to get over to the Chang Arena, every route was closed. So even going 3 or 5 miles out, I believe they're running or jogging, whatever, the marathon, 40-ish, 41, 42-ish kilometers. I guess that would be the 26 miles. So it's like a true marathon. It's supposed to go all night. I believe they start at 6, and I guess they finish when they finish. But it is kind of overnight. So it's only about 5:30 now. By the time they might make it by here, like I think 6:30 or 7, we'll try to get a look. If not, we're just going to enjoy our food and meal here.
So there are literally a plethora of places to eat out here along the railroad night market here, as I call it. We got some good food. We picked one of the places that looked like they had the most diverse offerings, but I tell you, what we really wanted the plan was to eat and then walk down to the end of the road and see if we could get a glimpse of the marathon coming by. But as the evening progressed, it started, to me anyway, it started to look like it was going to rain. And V protested and said, no, it's not going to rain, it's not going to rain. But in the end, plus we were a little tired from being out all day, I won out and we just headed back to the hotel.
And May?
So there, I guess at least for once, you could probably say I was as right as rain.
So we're getting ready to leave. We're getting ready to leave the Ray Hotel and Buriram altogether. I guess this kind of marks the official end of our trip. It was the last scheduled stop. We might make a couple little stops on the way home. So depending on what that is and what they look like, maybe we'll take a look at that. But I hope you enjoyed the trip as much as we have. I know it's been a long series, but it was a long trip. And I think it served its purpose. I'll tell you why. This is kind of what I mean by that. About 2/3 of the way through, I became very eager to get back into the editing studio and start compiling this footage and putting together the videos, which is ironic because before we left, you'd have had to drag me back in there. I was tired of it. I was a little burnt out on all the production. So I think that means the trip served its purpose. So I had a nice little break from the production side, and I'm all ready to jump back into that. So we'll make our way home from here, and then we'll start, we'll start thinking about the next trip.
So about an hour due south of Buriram, there was a place V wanted to stop at, an historical park known as Phnom Rong. And I try to stop at these places that V has interest in, as long as there's not a lot of hiking involved.
I just hiked up to this amazing temple. Nah, I'm just playing. We drove. I think it might have been worth the long hike up here.
So yeah, a lot of fun up there, and great roads going up and down the mountain. It's basically on the top of a mountain, but you can drive. Didn't hike up there. I got some friends that love to hike up the mountains to temples. I'd rather ride or drive. But quick stop for lunch notwithstanding, the day was getting a little bit away from us. We could have made it home this day, but we thought, well, why rush it? We still got about 5 hours drive. We will stop somewhere and have one night and then an easy drive tomorrow. So we ended up here at the Riverside Resort and Fishing Park. I'll explain all about this place, but I think we were the only ones here, and really cool place. Look at these little bungalows or houses. That's the accommodation down there, right on the water. So we cut a deal for this. We'll take a look and go inside and see what's doing.
So we're right on the Cambodian border. You may have been through this town. It's a little town. It's called Pattaya, but on the other side is Poi Phet. That's the Cambodian side. It used to be a thing where people would come from Pattaya over to Poi Phet for the day and do what's called a border run to renew their visa. That's kind of not a thing anymore. But anyway, we've come to this town. It was a little bit too far to drive home the whole way. I wanted to break it up. Sakyao, we were there last year. Wasn't a lot going on. So we came here. We came here to the Riverside Resort and Fishing Park. And they got these little houses. I'll show you around the resort a little bit. But a great big restaurant, the lounge, by the check-in, the bar over there with cocktails, everything. And a great big house when you first come in. And then adjacent to that, they have a proper fishing dock. And then along here, along the bank here, are all these little houses. Now, they've got two different kinds. Actually, it's a duplex. So there's a shared wall. There's bigger ones that have their own actual car park, and they're separate. There's no shared walls. They were more money. Ours was 750 baht. So 750 baht includes our room, includes breakfast, and the fishing park. Here's the thing with the fishing park, though. We were at a fishing park yesterday. Totally different type of thing. This one, you got to bring your own gear. They don't have gear to give you. So if you want to come here and stay and kick back one of these lovely little houses right here on the lake, you got to bring your own stuff. But we're going to spend the evening here. I'll show you the room. Room's fantastic. Nice big bed, modern bathroom. Amenities, everything you need, and like I said, we'll have breakfast in the morning. So that's where we're going to spend our last night, and then tomorrow we'll just make a beeline for home. It's about 4 hours from here. Anyway, we'll see what we're going to do here. But the first thing I'm going to do is just kind of kick back here because I kind of like it. I kind of dig the vibe here and chilling out right here on the lake.
But that's right. After a late afternoon, chilling out here at the lakeside, we didn't have gear, so we couldn't fish. So anyway, we had fished all day the day before. We were probably a little fished out. But speaking of fish, we went into town to the town square. There's a market there, big central market, and they have a little pond here full of koi. Great big giant koi. I just watched something. Koi apparently are very prized in Japan. One fish can cost a couple $1,000s or more in Japan, or even more than that for a really special one. Anyway, I never knew that. I just thought they were big goldfish, but they're more related to the carp family. But anyway, we will come down here. We got some fish food, and she fed the koi. So we'll go over there to the market. We'll rustle up something to eat, and then go back to our humble abode at the Riverside Resort and enjoy an evening. So apparently, in addition to this place, there was another night market, I don't know, couple blocks away or something. But we got enough food and stuff to enjoy an evening, and at least to hold us over until breakfast. And breakfast would be in the great big lodge or big pavilion up front, and you kind of have breakfast with the fish. I'll show you what I mean. The breakfast was just par for the course, more of a Thai-style Western breakfast, but was included with the room. I think V actually had a Thai breakfast. I think she had a katom or juk. But anyway, there you go. The fish come right out of the water, big ones there. So definitely, I think you'd catch something if you brought your own gear here. But we enjoyed our evening here. Like I said, I think we were the only ones here in this whole resort. I guess not a very popular tourist area. I think before, when border runs or visa runs were more of a thing, they probably had more people, I would guess. Not sure about that. It's my first time here. But anyway, we will saddle back up today and just go straight back into Pattaya. And I'll show you guys when we get back home. We've been gone almost a month. And last episode, I showed you we bought a hay bale. I thought it was a hay bale. I called a straw bale a hay bale. What do I know? But that's what the straw went for. V was inspired to dig a garden in the backyard, and before you know it, didn't take long. She's got the straw all laid down, I guess to protect it from the birds. But just in a few days, look at that. She's growing vegetables. She's got flowers. She's got all sorts. So the straw made good use. But in addition to digging the garden, see, when we got home, I had 500 gigabytes of footage to go through, a half a terabyte of footage from this trip. So I was a little bit busy. V thought she would head off to Koh Larn with her friends. And I got to tell you, Koh Larn is still a great day trip from Pattaya. I'm really surprised by the people that I meet that come here, and maybe they're here for 2-3 weeks and they don't take one day for just a day trip out to Koh Larn. 30 baht, and right now there's not many people out there, and the water is near pristine. So anyway, quick stop at 7-Eleven notwithstanding, we'll take a look at the girls' day out here in beautiful Koh Larn. So there you go. You see what I mean? It's a good day out in Koh Larn. Anyway, that basically is a wrap for our Travel Thailand 2022 series, our first trip of the year, our biggest trip ever. And I'm really pleased at the way not only the trip came out, I'm pleased at the way the videos came out. We had a blast. So many cool things and places we got to go to and meet. But I've made a playlist. I'll link it in the upper right-hand corner right now, and at the end screen. I'll put it on the end screen. So if you've missed the trip and you want to start back at episode 1 and follow us along, you can do that. Hey, this is the Squid Restaurant girls. We remember them. Anyway, gotta leave this episode off right here. And as usual, I'll thank you for watching. And until next time, bye for now.